Your WrestleMania record is 25-2. So
Right.
going into the Brock Lesnar match, you were 21-0.
Right.
Then it would be 21-1,
Right.
your first defeat. But before we get into that, just some other numbers, if you will. Triple H, who we both highly respect, 10-13 in WrestleManias.
Mm-hmm.
And what a run that is.
Yeah.
I mean, 23 WrestleManias. Shawn Michaels, who's kind
Mr.
of
WrestleMania,
Mr. WrestleMania,
right.
6-11.
Right.
John Cena, workhorse, 10-5. Hogan, 8-3 with one draw. I was 5-2. 5-2. Are you ribbing me? I got to do a shot over that. So I remember talking to you at WrestleMania 30. I don't know if you remember talking to me.
Yep, I do.
Okay, before the match, I had the audacity to ask you right before the biggest match of the year. Hey, dude, I'm doing a podcast now, man. I didn't know if you'd want to do it or not. And you said, sure. And then everything happened. It happened. Obviously, we never did the podcast. But what was going through your mind when you got that finish and, hey, man, now the streak was going to be done? Personally, professionally, how did that affect you?
You know, I'd always looked at it like I wanted to save it for somebody who needed it. If we were going to break it, I wanted to make sure that it was for the right person. I personally didn't think Brock needed it. Brock was Brock was made, and beating me, I don't think was going to elevate Brock that much more.
Right.
So that was my only kind of question in Vince when when I got to the building that day. At that point, I was still going over. So the finish changed during the course of the day. And I knew, like, I'm sitting in my dressing room and I'm all by myself and just trying to kind of go through my head what I want to get done, what I'm trying to get across. And I see Vince come in. And as soon as he walked through the door, I knew. I knew.
Yeah.
I knew why he was coming, because it just doesn't happen, right? Vince doesn't just come to you. It's usually if there's something needs to be done, he sends somebody, hey, Vince wants to see you. Can you see him in his office? He came to my dressing room. And as soon as he walked through, I said, I know. All right, the finish is getting changed. That's what I'm thinking in my head.
Right.
And of course, he laid it out, and he goes, Mark, I'm going to put Brock over. And I'm like, okay. I said, are you sure? And he goes, yeah, I think. I mean, and he's kind of, he's halfway trying to sell me on it. Like, if Brock doesn't beat you, who's going to beat you, right? And I'm thinking, well, nobody. If the right guy doesn't come along,
right,
then you don't break it, and you have this piece of history that would be cool. But always in my head, I always at some point figured it would you just in this business at some point they're going to pull they're going to pull the card and ask for the favor, and that's just the way it is. And that's all I questioned. I said, is Brock the guy? I mean, is this going to elevate Brock to another level that he's not at already? If it was going to happen, I would have much rather done it for Roman. It would have meant so much more to Roman.
What the hell make Roman?
Oh, absolutely, more so than Brock, because Brock already had Brock had already had his run in the WWE. He had his run in the UFC. He'd come back and he ate everybody up. I just didn't think he was the right guy. I didn't, like I said, I didn't have a problem. Love Brock to death. Just don't think he was the guy that should have got it.
Will anything like the streak ever happen again?
I don't think so. I don't think so, because one, I think the streak, it was almost halfway through before they even realized what we had. I mean, and it's just hard to book, and it's hard to keep somebody at that level for so long. You get to a point, okay, it's your time to give it back. So I doubt that anyone would ever get to.
Well, but notwithstanding, someone would have to be in the company for, damn near 30 years for this to happen. In short attention span theater, it's a different business than it
Absolutely.
Today than it was then. Although, if you are a commodity and a talent and you have the longevity and you can string it together, could it happen? Possible.
It could happen.
Yeah. I mean, out of a percentage of 100%, I'd say a 0.0001 that it's going to.
Yeah, no, it's just one of those things that it kind of happened halfway organically, and then we realized, oh, we have something here that really adds to what we do at Mania.
I'll never forget, Brock did beat you at WrestleMania in New Orleans. the dude on the front row, his eyes were this big. I was in a production truck watching
Yeah.
with Kevin Dunn.
Yeah.
I had a beer in each hand.
Yeah.
I was double fisting. And I was watching the match. And when the finish happened, I looked like exactly like the guy in the front row. I was like, you got to be shitting me.
Yeah.
And I love Brock.
Yeah.
But I'm of the same mindset as you. And I would have let Brock beat me in Atlanta many, many years ago
Right.
if the business situation had been right, but
Right.
it wasn't. And all of a sudden I saw that go down. You know, nothing against him, but like you said, he didn't need it.
He didn't need
and
it,
so
yeah.
at that point, I was like, dude, I'm a streak fan.
Right.
So,
You lost a. Yeah, you want to hit this? Cause,
yeah, cheers to a run. I want to segue into another question with you.
all right. Yeah. That's good.
That is good.
I think there was equity left in the streak, and although 2 years later, I think Roman might have been the right guy at the right time because I was so beat up, you know, and I knew the end was close.
Right.
You know.